this was supposed to be part of it, but you had a USB-C, you had a USB cable.
Oh, wait, what?
Is this part of your headset?
No, that's flipping shit.
I'll tuck it back in your
I don't
bag.
know.
Just let you know that one.
It is FV Academy, apparently. I was having a look. FV Emerging Art Affinity. Apparently.
Good afternoon and welcome to round 4 action of the NPL Victoria's women's competition, which has us situated on a beautiful day for football. Conditions fantastic at CB Smith Reserve here in Fawkner for Brunswick Juventus, who lock horns with FV Academy for the first time. Both these clubs looking in the NPL Victoria this season to get into the winners column after 3 rounds have been played, either yet to record any points, both at the bottom of the summit. It's a tale of the worst defence so far in the competition up against the worst offence. And in the 1 goal Brunswick have managed to score this season, 14 in which FV have conceded. Have a look at the starting lineups today for the visitors. Charlotte Hiroshin is the goalkeeper. Annabelle Yates lines up with Portia Tam, Ella Hamilton and Amelia Tatalia in defence. Eva Guzmet is the captain as the holding midfielder. Eva Kokotis and Alice Franku are on the flanks. Kaya Ugovic and Clancy Westway are in the engine room with Fiona Irea as the out-and-out striker. The Irea name rings quite the bells for those at Brunswick, considering Justin Irea is the manager, his sister being Fiorina. The narrative that could unpaint there would hopefully be something of an artwork. As for Brunswick Juventus, the goalkeeper, Peyton Woodward, lines up defensively with Natalie Chia, the captain. Natalie Grimmer is the left back. Eden McEwen and Navaline Kua are the centre-backs. The holding midfielder of Shishidu Nanami. Alyssa Smith, Diana McKenzie are the midfielders. Sienna Coppola, Samira Rexy are the flankers. The out-and-out striker of Layla Butler. A fair bit to play for both sides today, considering they've yet to hit the ground running so far this season in the competition. And on a day like today, where conditions are rather picturesque, there's no excuses, perhaps for, well, no weather excuses at least, for goals to not be fluent. Nice, balmy 18 degrees in Fawkner. And the slight wind gusts, which is heading easterly, is only of 11 k's. So that is the state of affairs. FV will have kickoff. They won the toss. Can either of these sides get to winning ways this season? We'll find out very soon. And look at the watch from Daniel Woodyard. It sounds, and away we go. This one has inflated at CB Smith Reserve. What can transpire in the next 45 minutes for the first half? Considering the form in which Heidelberg United have been in, NPL champions of 2024 find themselves at the top of the table. Traditional derby occurring as match of the round for the women's comp this weekend against South Melbourne at Olympic Village. And that's a bit wayward perhaps there from Brunswick Juventus. It was Rexy who's just not exactly been able to pick a teammate out with that pass, and what was rather rushed has given FV a corner. Would be the fastest of starts if those in Aqua are to find something from this. Short option with the captain of Goodsmith, who's calling for it. Jostling on the outskirts of the box. Ball comes into the near posts. Cleared away by Grimmer. Danger not averted yet. Corner forthcoming once more. Goodsmith remains a short option. Lots of movement from the academy once the ball's dispatched. Fine shape on the first cross. How's the second? Ball comes in. Bit deeper. Out comes the keeper of Woodward to punch away. Goodsmith trying to keep this one alive. Opening things up for Kokotis. Brunswick able to compact the space and force FV for a throw-in deep inside that of their attacking half. Long throw is the idea from Kokotis. On the edge of the area, it's getting a little bit dangerous inside the box. Clearance, not as far. That's the engine room of Coppola, who's happy to go back to the goalkeeper of Woodward. Remain composed there, Coppola. Yates trying to get involved, the fullback. Smith, dispossessed. Goodsmith does well. Rexy has a wide option. She goes down. Protests are heavy towards Woodyard, but nothing doing, says the referee. So perhaps the early ascendancy with the FV Academy. They've been the ones asking questions. Woodward, a bit wayward with the intended downfield pass, and ultimately FV, having earned back possession, unable to find a player in a wide area. So Brunswick Juventus goalkeeper will try again. A real six-pointer here today in Faulkner, and all considered. It's a bit cagey to start with. Both sets of players on the playing surface knowing the importance of what a win could mean for them. And FV started positively. Franku. Cross comes in, bit of intent, not exactly dealt with yet, although the captain of Chia happy to clear. Fluid football on broadcast side from the academy. They're looking to rectify what has not been the best of starts in their early campaign. Lovely roulette. Spinning was west away. And although it wasn't exactly dealt with by Kokotis on the opposite flank, there's still a chance for something to transpire. There's a throw-in. Talia heading away with Brunswick Juventus, cleared away by Smith, up and high, and Talia will have a side throw in yet again. Santi Izquierdo, FE Academy manager, hoping his side are able to capitalise on what's been quite a decent start for them. They've certainly jumped out the blocks. And they look to have possession. They work it defensively. First touches for Hamilton, who's gone over the top nicely. Now Franku stepping inside. Cross with her left foot towards the back post, and a very inviting ball. Kokotis was lurking. Some real intent with FV. It's a cracking long ball to pick out Franku on the right flank, and nice shape on the left to cross to the back post, but nobody home there as Woodward will play it short, release it at the final possible moment. McKenzie trying to hold things up in midfield, long ball over the top. Coppola, the idea. Ushered to safety by Hamilton. Hiroshin, their first involvement. Hamilton for Yates. Back towards Hamilton. Portia Tam assessing what's ahead of her. Breaking the lines nicely to utilise Westaway, who's shifting things out wide towards Kokotis. Flirting with the captain, that of Chia. Kokotis stepping inside. Cross coming in, inviting ball. Chance still remains there for FV. Goodsmith, edge of the area. Short pass. Westaway, lively early on. Kokotis trying to run incisively and ultimately wasn't able to be receptive of the intended pass. Lovely lateral switch in play there. And now Rexy wants to really try get the afterburners utilised. And a big crash from Layla Butler. I was teasing from Samira Rexy to throw the Trevella in behind for her striker, and Butler barnstormed into that of Hirotion. It was awarded the foul. Tam remains alive just for Iria, wanting to get around the fullback of Kua. Iria earns a corner. I'd love to be at the dinner table come tomorrow night between both Fiorina Iria and Justin Iria. That's what was mentioned on the pre-game. Brother and sister on opposite sides. I'm sure the bragging rights are certainly going to be up for grabs today. It's all about who can claim them. Another corner. They're starting to accumulate now for FV. Cross comes in with intent towards the near post. Woodward able to claim and release quickly. And there could be an opportunity here on the counter charge with Coppola. Into her stride. She's got options left and right. Butler was the more direct. Brunswick Juventus' turn perhaps to try turn the screws. McKenzie. Coppola in the box. McKenzie's cross will remain alive. Chasing to keep it in was Grimmer. Natalie Grimmer, the fullback, not able to wheel and get there in time. And well, that was really the host's first glimpse at a forward movement. And a chance on goal perhaps, but they just weren't able to pick out the right teammates in that flurry. But all considered, they had a lot of pace in that counter charge. Perhaps a chink in the armour of FV. They're happy to have possession in the middle of the playing surface, yet they haven't left themselves rather open defensively. I wonder if Brunswick Juventus will look to try utilise that in their game plan today. Yates. Kept going by that of Kokotis. Out wide was Guzmit. Having some involvement, the captain stepping inside. Guzmit making a nice run. Cross comes in. Finishing touch just not being applied yet, but each time the academy are to move it to the flanks, they are looking very dangerous. Lots of intent, lots of pace. Still have that perhaps cutting edge in comparison to Brunswick Juventus. Only the one goal so far this season, as we mentioned. And Woodward's gone a fair way, and that's becoming known from the Juventus goalkeeper. I wonder if FV are going to try just catch out the goalkeeper when she steps up to clear it away. As hacked away by Chia. McKenzie. Coppola not able to read. Chia. McKenzie involved, although it has hit her hand. Following the handball, the academy come away with a free kick. Players just venturing forward to Talia. Never got genuine purchase on it, although it will work for Portia Tam. Yates. Franku trying to play it in behind for a progressing Tam. Yates will jostle upfield to take the throw in. Very bright start, as bright as the sun today for FV. Academy certainly coming out with real intention, the visitors, and they had scored in both their first opening 2 matches of the season. Dare I say, in rounds 2 and 3, they had managed to score on a couple of occasions. Although defensively, just looking to rectify some teething issues. They've had a decent start here today, the side at the bottom of the table. Franku roaming. Yates. Westaway. Lovely ball in behind, the flag remaining down. And Jugovic has her shot blocked. Not cleared away. And a chance might open up. Lovely bit of skill. Clancy Westaway getting very fancy with her footwork and wasn't far away from placing the ball into the bottom left corner of the net. And that was a fantastic move from the playmaker. And nearly the start in which FV are hopeful in achieving. I'd have a positive one. All, of course, rectified and symbolised on the score sheeters. Their clearance is blocked. Rexy sidestepping. Westaway firmly involved. Lateral switch. Coppola intervenes. Chia. Captain stepping inside. Smith. Happy to just keep things slow at the moment. Brunswick, an army involved. McEwen going long. As the ball never went out of play, it was kept in by the skin of its teeth. And Hiroshin will distribute towards Tam. Brunswick's turn to try compact the space and cause a high press. Westaway spinning around Nanami. A bit late perhaps, the number 15 against the number 19. Composure from Westaway. Is currently having quite the game out there. With the pink fluorescent boots, the number 19. Kokotis. Circles out. Tatalia. Hamilton. Goodsmith. Coppola pressing. Goodsmith central. Westaway. Lovely first touch. The lateral switch just not working. With Grimmer retaining possession. Yates getting a foot in. Ball getting just stuck right inside the semicircle. In the offensive half for FV Academy, who are searching for with intent. Once more, lovely cross. Lateral it went towards Smith. Alert to the danger was Grimmer, who clears. Yates with the throw. Back to ground level the ball goes. Yates along the deck. Goodsmith, the captain. Charged down by Smith. A duo of Juventus players able to delegate the situation momentarily. Westaway. Might have been a shirt pull there. Absolutely. Certainly sure that's what those here in the stands beside me were looking to protest. There's Kua, the recipient of the drop ball, which will work its way back to the keeper of Woodward. Is very patient with her distribution. Tam amidst the sun heads on towards Goodsmith. McKenzie was the press for Juventus. Smith. Searching ball. Tell you what, Rexy might have got a foot on it, but it was looking as if it was going to reach. Kokotis on the opposite flank, and well, Zugovic rather, who might have just intervened. Tam wasn't sure, but turned around to make sure. Coppola. Butler. Looking to break the lines and play a through pass, but the Academy just that one gear ahead at the minute. They're that one touch in front. They're looking to now have it on the scoreboard. Lovely switch from Goodsmith. And while perhaps Frankie was asking a bit much of her strike partner, and Woodward commanded the space and goal. McKenzie this time. Searching, wanting Rexy. Yates with Rexy. And well, Yates not able to clear, and Rexy's done well to manufacture the first corner for the hosts. Grimmer the short option, who's been told to get in the box. Against their own play, arguably, but Brunswick won't mind that. They have a corner for the first time today. Cross flung into the near posts. Making no reservations about it, perhaps, were the Academy happy to clear. Teasing ball towards that near post. As Rexy took the corner, we'll have the throw in. Obligations given to Grimmer. McKenzie, lovely first touch. Back towards Grimmer. Nobody arriving at the back post. Coppola has two to get around. Manages to get to the ball. Will still remain with Brunswick with the throw in. Chia. Smith's cross comes in. McKenzie is there. And the hosts with the first real golden opportunity to break the deadlock. And all considered, they haven't exactly had possession or the game on their terms. But from a mere half opportunity, having locked in possession inside their attacking half, were nearly able to break the deadlock, and McKenzie wasn't too far away. Woodward still on the deck. Goodsmith from downtown. You might as well have a go. When you're the captain, you have license to have any contribution that you might like. And it would have been something absolutely tantalising from Eva Goodsmith if she had scored from downtown. Woodward not able to just rectify the distribution, although that was a nice pass further upfield. Butler eager for some involvement. McKenzie for Brunswick having a lot of it. Deployed as midfielder, McKenzie's certainly been making some head waves further up in her attacking half, and wasn't too far away at all from opening the deadlock here as Tatalia. Nice interpretation. Goodsmith backtracking as Juventus are back in possession. Butler, can she get involved? Trying to wheel around that of Hamilton. Happy to clear for a throw-in. Nanami. Butler. Westaway can venture forward and has the option of Orea, whose touch is a bit heavy. She'll wheel to try keep it alive. Ria just couldn't seem to do so, but there's a lot of intent from both sides really now. Free-flowing football on a Saturday afternoon. Woodward going long, Capola. Westaway. Wide option. That of Franku. More central was Iria. Cross coming in. Cleared by the captain. Goodsmith lurking. Nanami getting a foot on it. McKenzie. As Capola has a short option, but they've overplayed it there, Brunswick. FV managing to just keep their shape and set up behind the ball nicely, forcing Brunswick to squander possession as might open up yet again for FV. Working hard was Kokotis. Brunswick want the foul, no, that's what they'll get. Capola earning it for those in white and black. Woodward goes long. Tatalia heads it up, Capola. Ball just bobbling away. Lovely pass now for Nanami. Good read of the play from FV, although it was initially. Crossing opportunity, that might be a handball, you know, and in fact it will be. Grimmer's cross hitting the hand of an Aqua's shirt, and Brunswick Juventus have an opportunity from the spot. Smith with the initial cutout in the play. Was bouncing between her and Grimmer, and once Natalie was able to cross it in for Brunswick, the arm was obstructed. And now Samira Rexy finds herself with an opportunity to break the deadlock. Hiroshin against Rexy. Lovely. Penalty dispatched from Samira Rexy. The placement superb. The keeper sent the wrong way. And Brunswick Juventus hit the front. They break the deadlock. Firm words, perhaps, from Shad Hiroshin. Telling her team, we have to work. If you want to get the result today, we have to work. And, well, and we're working rather well, all considered. It's all about their resolve now as Westaway looking for a quick response. Aria, the target, not found. It's Woodward going long. Tam heading away. Tatalia trying to wheel around Capola out of real estate. Just in front of both managerial technical areas. Smith dispossessed. Good Smith. Lovely first touch that was from Ugovic. Kokotis. Cross. Will find its way all the way. Is that a Franku? His left foot wasn't able to just have it turn and bend, I'm sure, the way in which she might have envisioned. It all happened in a flash for Brunswick Juventus. They had a penalty, which Rexy was able to score with no qualms about it. Placement absolutely superb. Even if Hiroshima was to dive the right way, you'd really have to think about, was she going to get there? And well, all considered, say brilliant penalty. One might just say lovely. As Westaway got it from Yates. Hamilton. Portia Tam now just moving more into it. Oh, dare I say, momentarily as a right back, but there's no positional order change yet for FV. As Tem heads it on to Nami, having more involvement as this one matures. McKenzie. Grimmer. And behind for Butler, although the flag has gone up. Layla just getting that touch over Zealous. And straight offside. Keeping a close eye on Portia Tam and how FV are looking to perhaps change their shape. Looks as if Tam is becoming a touch more inverted. And sharing that role with that of Yates on this broadcast side. Look to try just change their shape and when they're in possession as opposed to when they don't have it. Chia. Butler. Short pass for Rexy, the goal scorer. Back towards Butler. Grimmer nearly will have it this time out wide. Nanami found her. Yates intervenes and wants to search forward. And there's a clear opening with Iria. Options are waiting in the box. Iria stepping inside. Her pass will be cleared away. It's well done from McEwen. He was quick to get a defensive line to push up higher. Goodsmith. Kokotis. Oh, you're not going to know if you don't put your ticket in the raffle. And well, Kokotis certainly thought I might as well have a go. Woodward. Keeping everybody honest with, well, each time she wants to have possession at her feet, she loves to just take her time, and it's all about composure. I just wonder if FV are going to perhaps understand that situation when the goalkeeper has the ball along the grounders. Tatalia. Jugovic. That might be the first blemish today, the first card coming out. And in fact, it will be. In the book. Brunswick Juventus will go. Just confirming. Might be Alyssa Smith that's the one that's received a yellow card. It's a counterpart number of Franku trying to get things moving. Tam's cross comes in, not dealt with at all by Brunswick Juventus. The header had skimmed towards out of wayward. Nanami happy to clear. Such pace on the cross, they're hard to deal with once they've been flown in. And well, fortunately enough for the hosts, are able to evade that situation. As McKenzie, that's a great win. On broadcast side, one-on-one situation, intelligent to have the ball bounce off her counterpart number. Nanami wanted it short, although Westaway understood. Butler holding things up. Nanami glancing around. Woodward does well to become an option. Searches long. Lovely ball. It could be for Butler, who controls it. Off her chest now for McKenzie. Who's still going, McKenzie. And once perhaps on the more preferred. That fly along the deck, and her Ocean was happy to let it sail beyond the 2 sticks. As Tam Nanami right up in the grill of Goodsmith. Rexy full of confidence, having scored. Has Coppola wide. Does well, Rexy, to keep the ball held up centrally. Westaway blocking. Chia. McEwen. Kua. Composed. Brunswick Juventus. Haven't really had much possession. But sustained at the minute. Woodward. Lovely long ball from the keeper. If the flag stays down, Coppola might have an opportunity. And the flag has stayed down for Coppola. McKenzie on the edge of the area. Tam there to read and clear. All stemming from the goalkeeper of Peyton Woodward. It's excellent distribution. It might have been coming into question in the first knockings of this one. It's fantastic from the goalkeeper. Equal to the run of Coppola. He was patient. Wasn't able to find McKenzie. Jugovic. Edge of the area now, FE Academy. Searching wide. Franku. Encouraged by her teammates. Trying to get around Grimmer. Cross comes in from Franku. Cleared by McEwen. McKenzie. Lovely use of the body. Gets around Goodsmith. And perhaps Westaway. It's a lovely run from McKenzie. And Goodsmith might have got back in time. She certainly might have had a bit of the jumper of McKenzie also. Kokotis. Chia. Having a bit more of say now in that individual battle. On the right flank. Goodsmith. Kokotis. Iria. It's come a fair way to try and make things work. Try and get things to click inside the final third. All getting stuck at that right back area for Chia. Left flank for FE Academy. It's not pretty, but it will work from Hamilton. Has Yates. Franku. Trying to turn was Jugovic. Franku. Goodsmith. Lovely ball. Yates. Has Grimmer to get around. Yates, lovely bit of skill. Still going was Yates. Well, perhaps Annabelle Yates knew once she was beyond Grimmer that the goals might have been the idea. Woodward able to claim comfortably at a near post, but all considered, it's a lot more promising from the academy. Franku. Grimmer has had a firm involvement in this one. Wasn't able to retain possession there for Brunswick. Westaway for Goodsmith. Tatalia. Searching ball. Iria. Holding things up. Westaway. Not beyond the engine room, and the ball got squandered. Butler was lurking in behind, although Hiroshima came a fair way. Grimmer steps in front. And the counter-attack could be on yet again. Though the forward runners never seem to set fuse to the ignition. And Brunswick Juventus are happy to slow things down. They've got the game on their terms. They recycle through Woodward. To Talia. Goodsmith. Earns the foul. Goodsmith from the free kick. Teasing ball. Westerway looking to latch on. Goes with that being said, there was a firm delay to today's contest. It was meant to inflate at 3 o'clock. Half an hour later, finally, things were able to get going here. It's been a busy day at CB Smith Reserve. Lots of perhaps junior tournaments occurring on the pitch further from the main. But since the start, FV haven't exactly been able to rectify the defensive woes. As Nanami hunting for Juventus' second. Hiroshima was the call there. It's to Grimmer, who's been told to shoot. It's Grimmer! Starting to rally Brunswick Juventus around their side at the minute, considering they haven't really had a proper glimpse or sight on goal since the penalty. And, well, Natalie Grimmer had earned it, being that initial spot kick. It's a brilliant right boot. Genuine connection. It was curling towards the top right corner. Wasn't exactly too far away as Mackenzie wanting to lock things in deeper. Yates competing for the ball firmly was Rexy. Mackenzie's idea, you'd assume, was to have the ball sent long to try and lock it and compress it inside the host's attacking half. Yates down the line. Will bounce right on that said line. For Jugovic. Westaway. Coppola realised what was happening there. Now Mackenzie. Keeper's off her line! And Mackenzie's chipped the goalkeeper. Brilliant finish from Brunswick Juventus' Diana Mackenzie. Hiroshima caught firmly off her line, having not been able to clear. And the hosts have doubled their money. Precision personified. Mackenzie over the top. Hiroshima in no land at all. And was rather helpless considering she had received possession at her feet. Not sure she was asking for it, really, from that of Westerway. Coppola, so instinctive to press upon the keeper, and following the mistake, he felt Mackenzie was going to have some involvement, and what a way in which Diana has done so. And Brunswick Juventus is certainly looking for that third now. Coppola wanted Butler. Cross came in. Flag stayed down. That's what FV were looking for. The more the brain jogs on Mackenzie's goal, the more you just want to think about how it might just make its way to be NPLV's, or W's rather, goal of round 4. It was a thing of beauty. It's such a hard skill to execute. Goalkeepers certainly don't like conceding them, that's for sure. Can FV find a response? They've certainly had a fair bit to do in this game so far, but they just haven't turned all of their good play, good attacking general play, to really anything. Woodward has really moulded into this one, the goalkeeper, despite being a little bit, well, let's say unassertive to begin with. Butler for Coppola. Flag stays down. It's Yina Coppola to make it 3. And Brunswick Juventus are running away with it now. Running in behind was Coppola, who kept all her composure. And once one-on-one with Hirotion, had it guided right beyond her, tucked in the bottom corner. And upon the cusp of half-time, it's Brunswick Juventus with a 3-goal advantage. Justin Irea's troops have certainly done exactly what I'm sure was envisioned in training throughout midweek. The resolve all now with the academy. And well, despite looking rather sound to begin with, Brunswick Juve have been so clinical since tucking in the penalty. And each time they go forward now, they're looking a real ominous threat as Rexy and Coppola. Still going, Rexy. Lovely ball for Coppola. Great first touch. Hirotion with the save. All considered, Rexy certainly made Coppola wait for the ball. Seeing it screaming for it. Although it never arrived, but once it did over the top, another goal-scoring opportunity had transpired right on the cusp of half-time, but dare I say Rexy looks to be in a bit of discomfort. I'd assume there's not much time at all left in this first half, considering the gates here at the main surface at CB Smith Reserve have been placed. The place to walk down the makeshift tunnel. Really just start scratching your head as to what Santi Izquierdo can try conjure up in the dressing room come the halftime team talks. If he certainly have the acumen to turn it around, it's more a question mark upon the defensive structure. That's been what's remained now a real issue. 17 goals in 4 games conceded. Some heavy results in which they've been on the receiving end of. So it's perhaps all up to them now to have a firm chat within their inner sanctum and see what can be done to try and turn things around. If one team can do it in 45, so can another. I'm sure we'll be at the forefront of that said team talk. Last time Brunswick had scored, it was Ramel, the 55th minute in the second round match here at CB Smith Reserve. It was against the Burundara Kerry Eagles, which was a 3-1 loss for Brunswick at home, but it's been some time since they've scored, and well, they've done so not just once or twice, but 3 times in this one, they've certainly showcased that they can find the means necessary to finish, and all the ways in which each goal was scored. Doesn't really look like a team that lacks in goal-scoring ability, especially the Mackenzie effort, which was the second. As Tam. Yates. Irea, lovely sidestep. Irea thought about it. Daniel Woodyard having a look and a glance towards his watch. It's a bit shallow from Woodward. This first half isn't done yet. West away. Franku. Cross comes in. It'll be a late corner. Kua conceding it. It's almost as if all sets of players somewhat agreed that halftime whistle was going to sound. Although the ref never seemed to put the whistle and sound it. Cross comes in, very high ball. Woodward not underneath it, it's still there, although Franku had her back turned. That could have been questionable. Cross comes in towards the back post as options both queuing up at the back. A bit of a spill from Woodward. And dare I say, it's Italia. Might not be too pleased with her teammate considering the ball was poised for her to strike. But her teammate opted to utilise her head instead, and well, you'd assume boot to ball there'd be a bit more power. Still time, this whistle hasn't sounded yet, and Franku looked across, nice shape on the delivery. Irea couldn't head away. Nipping at the heels was Irea, still there for FE Academy. And that might have been a gift. All sealed, signed, but not delivered. And Kokotis had the opportunity. Something rather routine, really, considering it practically fell at her feet. And the opportunity, I'd assume, was what might have just unnerved her at the final second. But it's been all the side. You've only had the 1 goal to celebrate so far in season 2025 that have 3 heading into the halftime team talks. It's Brunswick Juventus 3, FE Academy 0. We return for the second half. It's all for those in Aqua to do. They're chasing a 3-goal deficit. The sun getting that touch more blistering, despite us being at the start of April. And what a start it has been in this one for Brunswick Juventus. Rexy from the spot, McKenzie with the chip, and Capola once in behind. All having their names on the score sheet. The resolve purely with the other side, not so much with the wind anymore, despite there not being that much of a breeze. FV had it in the first half, was going from left to right. Can they formulate a response? Brunswick Juventus with the kickoff. They start the second half. And in terms of changes, none have transpired yet. Although there might have been a reshuffle in terms of how FV have gone into this second half, as Jugovic wanting to get busy very early. Grimmer will receive possession. It was Smith who has been unconventional with her movements, but ultimately cleared for now. Throw in taken short. It's bouncing around the box. McEwen trying to get a clearance going. McKenzie coming across. Iria got possession back towards that of... It might just be a substitution for FV. We'll look to rectify in a moment as Franco. Lateral ball for Goodsmith. Lovely first touch. Right around McEwen. Iria got shape on it, although nobody was there to answer the cross. And there might have just been a change at half-time for the academy. Having a glance, of course, at our team sheet to see what exactly has transpired there in terms of the change. Meanwhile, Grimmer need to cause more grievances. Capola trying to shift on towards her left. Butler keeps the move alive. Butler has done very well on broadcast side. Incisive, trying to play it on towards her teammate Capola. It's worked all the way back to the goalkeeper for FV emerging. But there has been a half-time substitution with Anika Doveston having some involvement. From off the bench, we'll have 45 minutes to try turn this around as Woodward up and long into the beautiful autumn sky. Smith not progressing. Rexy trying to get involved. McKenzie provides chase. Cross comes in for Butler, cleared by that of Portia Tam. Chelsea Biggs also on the playing surface for the academy. There was a double substitution at half-time. McKenzie shifting nicely. Lots of confidence with McKenzie. Hirotion happy to handle. Was able to really just breeze past that of Briggs. McKenzie, despite the latter having the fresher legs. Hirotion, short for Tam. Long searching ball, Grimmer. Arguably one of the most important players for Brunswick today. Might have grazed the hand. But the whistle won't sound, and well, they were certain that Yates might have had the ball handled as Smith was trying to wheel and get around. Grimmer, bouncing ball. Irea. Doveston. Grimmer gets in the way, cuts out the pass. The Academy trying to lock things in. Goodsmith, lovely threaded pass through, and a chance might open up here. It was Westaway with the strike. It's Woodward with the save. Heroics from the goalkeeper in pink. Capola. Into the stride of Chia. Irea trying to get more involvement. She's come further away from her original attacking area to try get herself on the ball. Oh, Grimmer, miscalculation. Crossing opportunity on the cards perhaps for FV. They've drawn a free kick. Tam venturing forward. Goodsmith, you'd feel the cross provider. Is there something brewing on the cards in terms of a comeback for the Academy? They've thrown players inside the box. Goodsmith with the delivery, high ball, will venture to the back posts. Portia Tam just stunting her run and ultimately not getting there. As a fault is out of play, we'll be back with Peyton Woodward. Cut off Franku. Initial controls there. Grimmer has had her number for the entirety of today as Franku trying to get around Grimmer, who backtracked in time. McKenzie. First time for Smith. Bouncing ball, Butler. Might have just had some space to roam into. Irea. Nanami does well to read the space and wants to utilise the pace of Butler. Back to Hirotion. The ball went from Tatalia. On a journey now with the fresh legs is Biggs. Striding in the engine room, not around Capola. The two number 8s came together. Looked a little bit ill-advised, that bump from Biggs. Nanami. Rekindling possession, firm but fair. Better spice added to this one is Yates. Portia Tam in possession, but, well, Daniel Woodyard has stopped play for a moment here. Dare I say, to attend to Capola, who will need some assistance. from the Brunswick Juventus bench. Oh, when Biggs was just bashing her way through. Must be said that a decent collision with that Coppola. And ultimately, play was stopped. So the Brunswick Juventus medical assistants just making sure that Coppola's okay. Looks as if there's a bit of pain around the lower back region. Coppola will come off to just receive further attention. In the meantime, Brunswick Juventus down a player. Long searching ball from Goodsmith. It's going to bounce all its way inside the box. McQuan was understanding of that, her keeper, Woodward, was there to ensure the ball would safely be in her mid-grip. FV have had their chances, but haven't really been able to throw quite the examination towards Woodward. No real test yet for the keeper in pink. Tatalia, central, Goodsmith. West away. Jugovic might have a chance. It comes in the cross. Along the deck, back post, arriving. Zyria Woodward, intelligent to once again just command her space inside the box and close the angle and cut out the cross. Coppola back up on her feet. Good to see. The goal scorer is okay. Biggs. Doveston. Westaway thought about the shot. Backtracking was Coppola. Smith, uncertain. It's a little bit late from Westaway. Clancy getting frustrated. And more bodies are hitting the floor. So FV's turn to just check the welfare of their players. When the conditions are hot, you do feel as if injuries aren't exactly too occurring. They wouldn't happen as often as to what they would when it's winter time. It's a bit colder, a bit more harsher the weather conditions, and especially playing on a Saturday afternoon, you'd assume that, well, cramp wouldn't be coming into play yet, but it is still an early stage of the season. Players haven't, well, you'd hope by now have hit their full fitness, but as seen in other codes, it's not always the case. But the case for FV here, with that of Franku remaining on the turf, might not be a good one. So play halted once more. That's CB Smith. In the meantime, we might have a look around the grounds to see what's been going on throughout the competition. Box Hill last night at Wembley Park dispatched that of the Bentley Greens by 1-0 to kick off the round. Spring Hills at home had succumbed to defeat against the Burundara Kerry Eagles 2-0. It's been a fair amount of action today across the state with women's football. Try to find a score update at the Essendon Royals and Preston Lions matchup. And of course in the traditional derby between Heidelberg and South Melbourne. Preston with a win on the road. They got the 3 points. Full-time scoreline of 3-1 at the expense of the Royals. As back here, Grimmer, McKenzie, Edge of the area is Butler. Capola was on for the pass. Butler wanted to go solo. Goodsmith will go wide for Iria. Got to try to get herself into this one. She's accelerating away from Chia. Iria, fantastic run. Cleared on the edge of the box. First time pass from Doveston. Opens things up out wide. Grimmer comes across. Does well to defend. In fact, it might have just been Smith against her counterpart number of Franco, who is back up on her feet. Ball getting stuck in the box, and Kua cleared, but not as far as Tam. Frankiao around Grimmer. Lovely cross. Iria was there. The cross a touch too high, but the shape was fantastic. In firmly to Talia. The play will be with the captain of Brunswick Juventus. Chia with the throw. Mackenzie. Capola not able to turn. Well, Alice Francoeur couldn't seem to continue following on from. Was a bit of an injury concern. She has been taken off. In her place, the number 24 for FV Academy. Out of Dalton is inside the box. A chance for the substitute. Thought would have been Dalton's first touch. And Heidi hadn't hit it as hard, I'm sure, as what she was hoping to. It was bobbling the ball inside the box, but a first glimpse for the FE Academy player. Butler causing chase, and Butler is in here. Heroics from Hirotion, who was one-on-one and perhaps had no right to come out on top. Butler's account hasn't opened yet today, but what a chance it was for it to open there. Mackenzie going solo, running with real confidence. And all these players behind the ball for FV. Capola tried to find Butler. Hirotion wants to get it moving quickly. No time for out of FV to get their shape back. Iria wanted someone centrally, perhaps out of the substitute. Heidi Dalton pressing. Woodward short for McQuan, who's earned the foul, the centre back. Woodward. Butler competing with now Iria. McQuan providing some defensive output. Lateral ball. Brilliant cross it will be to the back post. Westerway couldn't turn. Iria with lovely shape on it. And it back Brunswick. Capola has the afterburners. Couldn't get around that of Tatalia. That will go the other way. Butler couldn't seem to escape. Irea. Short. Doveston. Clearance forward by Tatalia. Now Irea. A real live wire for FV. Grounded pass was intended for that of the substitute. Dalton not able to have the ball be directed her way. Goodsmith. Shift the direction from the flanker for FV in beyond Grimmer. It will stop the cross from making its way inside the box at the expense of a corner. What can Goodsmith do here? Goodsmith flies it in. There's a chance with the header. Biggs wasn't able to turn it home as the effort from downtown. Doveston trying something special as it sails over the crossbar. Flicked away by Biggs. Mackenzie. Rexy trying to latch on. Hirotion sending long. Irea. Long ball forward. McQuinn underneath it. Heads it on. Chia trying to flick away. Goodsmith getting involved also, but the hat clearance was sent forward by Smith. Hirotion, patient, sending long. All coming towards the attacking third now for FV. Nearly. Dalton had an opportunity to run in behind. Irea for Tatalia. McQuinn underneath it. No nonsense defending. Irea once more with a throw. Oh, that's it for Tanea McKenzie. Quite the goal in which was scored this afternoon by the midfielder. Time is done in today's matchup. Shift for now completed as Natasha Colosimo takes her place. Teasing ball towards the back post. Unfortunately for FV, they've had many crossing opportunities yet. They just haven't really been able to have that finishing touch. Even dispatched towards that of Woodward. Something in which the hosts had abundance of. Upon each test, Hiroshi hasn't been able to do much considering the finishes have been from the top shelf. The goalkeeper. Doveston. Capola. Couldn't utilise that of Colosimo. Tam. Heavy touch from Westerway. Who was having influence, but has slowly, like the Academy have as a collective, just lost their way in this one. Tam. Searching ball to lovely pass to try pick out that of Jugovic, who is onside. Dalton. Still going Dalton. Woodward. imperious off her line to just command the space inside her box. And Dalton perhaps just doing that touch too much. Trying to go through them all instead of just dispatching towards goal, as Coppola will be offside. Hirotion won't allow for the flag to go up, although the officials will do so in accordance. Jugovic. Central might just make it. No, it won't. Nanami in the way. Colosimo for Coppola. That was the idea, and Colosimo had the legs. The movement was there from the substitute. Although Biggs was able to utilise her keeper and get it back to Talia. Hunting long. Iria shifting flanks. Woodward. Nice and long. It's been quite the long ball game, really. Smith. Overlap arrives from Grimmer, who's advancing. Smith. Grimmer will be offside. Smith's getting this just moving and grooving at the minute. 4 out of FV. They've just been wasteful upon getting the ball further up in a more advanced area. They haven't been able to pick out a teammate or make a provocative pass. Woodward, very long. Tam, Tatalia, Tam. Grimmer, no nonsense. Well, it's been all for the hosts to lose, really, considering they've had a firm grip on the game, both ascendancy and on the scoreboard. What will be their first victory of the season. Next week on Sunday, they find themselves at Lakeside against South Melbourne. They return to CB Smith in round 6 for Heidelberg. That will be the month of April, all played out in the women's competition for Brunswick Juventus. So decent opponents, perhaps in their way in terms of recent form. FA Academy, well, they return so home of the Matildas and take on Box Hill next round. Before an Anzac Day Spring Hills matchup at the Springside Recreational Reserve. Butler has been so eager to just get in behind and have another gleaming opportunity to score. Biggs has been installed into this one with no easy task, playing centre-back, side losing 3-0, trying to enforce some stability. It's well done from the captain to open things up now for Tatalia. But that's again where it goes wrong for FE. They are able to escape a confined space, but once they do, just lack that composure to really make things work. They just get a bit rushed, a bit caught up in the moment. Goodsmith had done well to pick out a teammate incisively, but beyond that, they just can't seem to flick that switch. Can they try on this occasion? Iria. Doveston. Capola latching on. Great reader of the game, Capola. Has been in this game so far, and Butler's fast, but not that fast, Capola is. Jugovic. Can Kea find some involvement? Chia is trying to off-balance Jugovic. Shot was on. Doveston's effort rather tame. Nanami. Is there more punishment on the scoreboard inflicted for the academy? Can Brunswick try again and find their fourth? Advancing. Juventus inside the box. Confirmed headways was Butler. And you can hear perhaps her teammates just calling for that to be a pass. Hiroshina's come a long way. Tatalia, short, Tam. Goodsmith. Westerway. Yates. Iria advancing, cross coming in. That was better from FV. And what Nanami hadn't cleared the first time, second time she does so. As Yates. Nanami, wayward, Capola will try to rectify, although Jugovic will draw the foul. Well, Capola believes that she hadn't really infringed that of Jugovic. Kea won't mind at all. And if FV are any remote chance of getting themselves on level terms, the comeback would have to start, you'd assume, now. Can they conjure up something from this set-piece opportunity? Goodsmith's delivery, in fact, make it more of a shot attempt. Woodward was able to chest it first before claiming. Woodward goes long, and Butler could be onside. The number 17 into her stride she goes. It's well defended from Biggs. He might just have the fresher of the legs between the two. Woodward has really showcased day and night differentiation in terms of her kicking today. It's a little bit suspect at the start, but since then, it's really showcased her complete talent and decisive kicking ability all the way from goalkeeper. Nanami for Colosimo, trying to get through the traffic of Westway. Westaway able to shift out of danger. Now Porsche Tam. Lovely first time pass from Doveston. Yates. Westaway. Going higher. Might have lost it in the sun perhaps, was the captain of Chia. But Woodward, as she's done for majority of this one, able to clean up any mess that might transpire inside the box. Killer's pass, not as far as that of Yates. Westaway to Talia. Westaway. Lateral. In possession. Doveston. Needs reinforcements. That's why she had her arms up. She was looking for teammates. That never came. Capola going long. It's back with Hirotion. Both sides at the moment not able to really do much with possession. Juventus looking for a breakaway. The Academy looking to just try and make things work when they are in possession. Considering the game is firmly on the terms of the hosts. Hasn't really been much of a resurgence following the halftime team talks from the Academy. And what they have tried in this second half so far, quite frankly, hasn't been working. Grimmer, menacing run from the fullback. Deep inside her left flank. Yates trying to usher the ball out of play. Grimmer gets it back nicely, although the flag has gone up. The pass from Rexy, finding Grimmer to be an offside one. Driving forward now, FV. Can they find something? They need a spark. They need to just have an injection of pace, perhaps, as they look to the bench. Both sides do, in fact. Be a double sub for the Academy, with Portia Tam making way. So Tam's afternoon has been all but wrapped up. Dare I say also Eva Guzmet, the captain, also making way, and Hamilton in place of Tam. As Grimmer just needs a bit of attention. As for players to grab a quick drink. It's confusing weather, not sure if it's long sleeve or short sleeve in Melbourne. In the shade it's rather cool, in the sun it's rather hot. As that might be Grimmer's afternoon, all but said and done as well for Brunswick Juventus. The bib is on, she's off. There's no place. Mia Sekriski. Small match minutes perhaps for the number 5. Saris, also a substitution for the Academy. Her first touch to number 20. Yates with a slip. And now a chance for Brunswick to try run in behind, although it's well understood the situation from Clarkson. Another substitution in place of Tam. The first involvement being a positive one. Might open up for the new player of Sikorsky. Quinn getting in front, although it was off the boot of Sikorsky before going out of play. Dalton. Jugovic beats her marker. Jugovic, lovely run inside the box. Dalton couldn't provide the finish. All sets of play stopped momentarily. The shot from Doverston occurred finally. There's a lot more time in which she wasn't understanding of, perhaps, there, Doverston. All sets of players have momentarily come to a pause. Crossing chance for FV. Smith with the foul. Can they create something? What would be a consolation prize, considering there's not much time left in this one. There hasn't been many stoppages. And regulation time nearing its climax. What was a very comprehensive first half performance from Brunswick Juventus. They've held on since, and goals haven't occurred. All but in what has now been 40 minutes of play. The Academy looking to just find a personal accolade before the end of this one. But Quinn hoping to keep the clean sheet. Doverston. Bouncing ball cleared. Butler wanting to try and infiltrate Biggs. Nanami and Colosimo combine. McQueen going long. Colosimo colliding to get possession back inside her defensive semicircle. First time pass from Smith. Goes a fray for Yates. Chia clearing forward. Yates. Nice cutout from Kua, ensuring the clean sheet remains intact. Capola trying to go out wide. It's well interpreted by Tatalia. Jugovic for a consolation prize. Nanami gets herself in front. Capola remaining on the deck. Tatalia continues on. Woodward will salute to the referee that Capola remains on the deck. On cue, the Medicos. Well, Capola's had a couple of instances today where there has been some issues, and they'll look to investigate again if she's okay. Quick around the grounds. At Olympic Village, Heidelberg trailing by 3-0 South Melbourne with a commanding lead at half-time, similar to what occurred in this game, but the deja vu occurring around the northern side of Melbourne. Of course, the Venator club today, FC Bulleen, they take on Alamein. Might as well have a look to see what's occurring there. The Lions, of course, Shield winners. Having won the Nike Cup last season, they qualify for that tournament. They already have silverware in 2025, but are currently trailing by Alamein, 1-0. Kavala once more will remain after playing surface, and it might be afternoon all wrapped up. And they're looking to get a substitution on for Kapola, whose afternoon will conclude at the goal in what was a decent performance. We hope her injury concerns nothing too serious. But meanwhile, extra player still going on the academy. Desperate to try find that of a consolation prize. Chia will clear. This will call for the substitution to finally take place. We are in red zone time. 5 minutes additional has been on the board. Kapola will come off straight into, you'd assume, the dressing rooms. Tiana Pandov getting some match minutes. Butler, Nanami, there might be a break here. Pandov for Butler. Can Brunswick make it 4? Nanami chasing to Talia, not clearing. Brunswick ball. Is there a late goal to speak of? Sikorsky with the throw. Jugovic not able to wheel out of that threat. In terms of the ladder, having a look at what it would mean to them for Brunswick Juventus. Their first 3 points of the season. They will still remain in 11th place. Although, and looking at the ladder, it is very, very tight after 3 games played. It's an important time in the season to finally enter the winners column. 1-3, better than 0-4. Now a point off of Preston, Essendon, Spring Hills and Bentley, making it a win away from both, or from a trio of teams inclusive of Burundara, Alamein and Bulleen. Of course, with Bulleen and Alamein having a game in hand. In fact, Preston might have moved up a few places considering they had one today against the Royals, who prior to that match were on a record of 1-1 between them both. For the academy, back to the drawing board. Still remaining a teething issue, their defensive woes. The quality of goals today from Brunswick are a talking point of their own, considering the penalty was fantastic. The chip is arguably goal of the round so far. The Kapola finish was textbook in behind. It's hard to exactly pinpoint on one aspect of play. It's difficult to almost determine it being on the goalkeeper. The general play hasn't been awful. It's just more decision making. In contrast to Brunswick's, there's a reason why they're 3 goals in front, despite being a team that's only scored 1 goal so far this season. Today's tests their decision-making proved to be at their best. In contrast to a side that have struggled, might tell a proving tale as to why. Is there a consolation? Cheer will clear away the clean sheet. The real only talking point of this one still. It's not out of play yet. It will go in the back of the net, although the ball had gone out of play. Clean finish, perhaps, from Dalton, although it won't count for nothing. That should be just about that. Woodward with the final kick, and Brunswick Juventus run rampant against the FV Academy. They came out the sheds and go back into them the same way they did. Rexy, McKenzie and Capola all on the score sheet as we draw to a close in our coverage on Football Victoria's live stream. Brunswick Juventus 3, FV Academy 0. I've been Adam Palombi. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, we'll catch you for more NPL action across Victoria. Thank you and good night.